So I have that operating system. It's called the Xbox. It's well really basic. There's not much about it, just a few .c files, some assembly, like right here. But I mean, it's really simple. It's not complicated. Yet I have one of the worst problems, also one of the weirdest problems in the history of computing. Wait, let me compile it first. So, the operating system boots using the multi-boot standard. Just let me cap the grub configuration file there. Um, there. It requires that entry. Um, Basically, the multi-boot command thing tells grub to divert execution to that file, which is the kernel, the compiled kernel. So if I type in make, yeah, it's compiled, and sudo make install, it just copies the compiled kernel to /boot so that the grub entry can boot it. But first let me type in make tests. It does nothing besides running QEMU with the Xbox kernel. It's nothing complicated again. And everything seems to work. I can type in stuff. Hello, my name is Aish Bork, and there is nothing wrong. It just works. Just close it. But when I reboot the system, something weird happens. I choose the Xbox entry. Oh, just it. It's nothing. It's just one command. When I start the Xbox, there is that weird error. Basically, the operating system crashed, but it managed to display the most important things. Let me get the source code so you can see why it's weird. GitHub. So, the Xbox displayed the logo and claimed that the keyboard, the video supports, and the interrupt supports were successfully initialized. That means it reached that point in execution. The kernel main function ended, and it's supposed to end at some point. But that function is called from the boot file there. It's called here. Then, well, the infinite loop basically makes the computer halt infinitely until it receives an interrupt signal. It's not supposed to be like that, but the kernel is in development, so I mean there are only a few .c's. It's not much, but that means that it received some kind of signal that made the computer crash. The same thing happens on my laptop. When I press a key, the computer just reboots. But it manages to display stuff, it's working. But interrupt signals are messing with everything. And I triple checked, well, not triple checked, way more than that. I spent the last 3 days trying to fix that. And there is nothing wrong. I'm sending the good data to the good ports, and it's supposed to work. Something is not sane in that program. It's some kind of ghost. It's haunted. I first looked into the keyboard handling function. That is called by the function that is called when a keyboard interrupt signal is received by the CPU, um, there is nothing complicated in this. Like, it's really easy. You just send bytes to a port, and then you read what happens, and based on that, you do stuff. It's not arcane bullshit. It's really simple, but it's not working. So, as I stated before, the problem may come. Well, it's not may come. It probably comes from that instruction. There is some kind of haunted signal being sent by modern CPUs. I don't know what's wrong with them, but it's driving me insane. Because of that, I started working on the keyboard support a bit more. A few hours ago, I continued working on Backspace, the latest comic space, and well, everything seems to be working properly on the keyboard side. So it's not due to the keyboard interrupt signal. It's quite weird, and I don't know enough about x86 architecture to, well, figure out where the problem comes from. So I'm stuck. I can't do anything. I can't boot the operating system itself, even though it works. I can only run it inside a virtual machine, which is itself inside another virtual machine. It's it's absolutely terrible, but it's the only way I have to make it work.